Did you know that OSHA has two sides? They're two-faced. They've got a side that everybody thinks about when they think of OSHA. And then they got a side that a lot of people don't think about. And the truth is, most people only see one side. Well, in this episode, I want to unpack both sides of OSHA so you understand exactly what you're getting and exactly what they do. Because if you are new to safety, this is something you need to know. You need to know how to use OSHA as a resource and how to stay away from OSHA as a compliance officer. Let's jump in. Well, hey friend, my name is David Sawyer. I'm a safety coach. I'm also an OSHA outreach trainer, which means I help companies with OSHA 10 and OSHA 30 trainings. But that's not what I do most of the time. I just wanted to kind of set the stage for what this video is about. You see, we're going to talk about the two sides of OSHA, the two faces of OSHA. And I want you to understand exactly what you're dealing with and who's walking in your front door. You need to know who is coming in the front door. But before we jump into the video, if you haven't done so already, check out my website, helpwithosha.com. You see, I'm a safety coach, and I specialize in helping people that are new to safety, meaning you've been thrown into the role as a safety manager, and you're trying to figure out, what exactly do I need to do? Well, one of the first questions that comes up is, what do I do for an OSHA audit? So I created an OSHA audit checklist. And this checklist is more than just a PDF. It's actually a video, and you're able to access an online checklist that shows you exactly what you need to do to prepare your company for an unexpected OSHA audit. So I'll walk you through the three different phases of what an OSHA inspection entails. We'll talk about what you need to do to prepare your company, and I'll even show you what you can do to avoid an audit altogether. So this is a free resource. It's 100% free. Just go to my website, helpwithosha.com, and you can access the checklist today. Again, this is not just a PDF. This is something that will help you a lot more. Take some notes and enjoy. It's a great place to get started. Now, as for the video today, people don't always think about OSHA in terms of all the resources they offer. In fact, when I'm doing an OSHA 10 course, one of the sections is called Introduction to OSHA. And in that, I explain exactly how OSHA operates, but I start off my training. I'll give you a little background, a little bit of insight into how I do this. I actually start off by asking a question. I usually go up to the whiteboard. I got a room full of 10, 12, 15 people. And I said, hey guys, I want you to write down on a piece of paper 5 things that come to mind when I say the word OSHA. What comes to mind when you hear OSHA? Now, keep in mind, there's a little bit of the way I say it that makes a difference. OSHA, OSHA, right? What comes to mind when you hear the word OSHA? Well, it can be different depending on your job and your industry, but I'll just tell you, people usually don't say rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. People usually say fines, citations, inspections, stress. That's usually what comes to mind, right? They might even say a word, instead of saying, oh crap, they say, oh, something else. I won't say that here because you know me, I don't use that kind of language. But that's what comes to mind. That kind of thing comes to mind whenever people hear the word OSHA. So if that's the lens that you see it through, you're not seeing all the benefits. You see, OSHA has two sides. And just to make it really simple, think of it like this. They have a good cop and they have a bad cop. And the bad cop makes the biggest impression. People think about fines, citations, stress, expensive, cost. That's the bad cop. That's what people think about. The good cop provides training. I'm an OSHA outreach trainer. That's what I do. I help people understand OSHA. OSHA has a lot of free resources online. They provide a ton of information to employers. They have sample written programs, safety training presentations. They've got a ton of resources online. On top of that, they have a whole consultative service that helps out. So keep in mind, you got bad cop and you got good cop. And the bad cop makes the biggest impression. And that's usually what comes to people's mind. But you don't want to forget about all the good things that they provide. So let's talk about the good cop for a minute. This is the consultative side of OSHA. Now, just the other day, one of my clients sent me an email. He said, "Hey, David, I got this in the mail." And it was a letter from OSHA saying, "We'd like to invite you into using our consultative services." And what it was an invitation saying, "Would you like us to work with you? We'll come in, we'll do a walkthrough, we'll work with you, we'll help you get your safety programs up to speed." And the company called me. They didn't even know OSHA offered this. And I was like, yeah, they offer that. That's the helpful side. That's the side that's trying to train and educate. Think about an education. That's what they're doing. They're providing resources. They're providing all sorts of things to help companies understand how to keep their people safe. It's a very good thing to have. Again, OSHA 10, OSHA 30, different types of training, the regulations in general. The reason we have OSHA standards is to protect people so that people know, hey, we need to follow the standards so people don't get hurt. It's all a good thing. In fact, I'll tell you, if you haven't done so, you need to look up OSHA's mission statement, because their mission statement, man, that will make you feel good. It is designed to protect the health of America's workers. So the cause, the mission, the education, this is all very, very helpful. But there's another side to it. There's the compliance side. This is the bad cop. So you've got consultative is the good cop, and you got compliance is the bad cop. It's the same organization. It's the same organization, Occupational Health and Administration, same organization. But two sides. One is for education, one is for enforcement. Now, think about it another way. I'm going to use a couple different analogies, but this is some way that helps me think about it. I think we need to have police officers. I actually have my next door neighbor. My next door neighbor is a highway patrolman. He's a good dude. He's got a great family, and I'm glad he lives next door. But guess what? I don't want to see blue lights in my rearview mirror on my way home. I want them to be out there. I want them to be chasing down drunk drivers and people that are impaired and stopping people that are speeding and people that are right on my butt. I want them to get all those people. But just leave me alone, right? I'll do the right thing. Just stay out of my rearview mirror. You know what I mean? That's exactly how it feels with OSHA. OSHA does a very good job. They are reducing the number of employees that get hurt and killed on the job every year. These are all good things. But if I'm a small business owner or even a big business owner, I don't want OSHA in my rearview mirror. And this is something that I go really hard at, because one of the reasons I do what I do as a safety coach is I have a belief. Now stick with me on this, because this is something I'm passionate about. I believe that companies and employers should look after their employees. I don't think it's that controversial, right? It should not be that controversial. We should look after our people. We should take care of our people. OSHA exists because some companies don't do that. Some companies are bad companies. Some owners are bad owners. Not a lot of them, but there's a small minority that don't take care of their people and don't treat their people right. And that's why OSHA exists. But you, if you're watching this video, if you're listening to this podcast, then you know you should be taking care of your people. And this is where this belief, what grows out of this belief. I believe you should take care of your people. I believe we can do it. And I don't believe you need the government telling you how to do it. That's where it gets a little controversial, because I think I should be able to take care of my company. Leave me alone. And my goal when I come in as a safety coach, I want 0 accidents. I want nobody getting hurt. I want you to have a safety program that goes above and beyond the OSHA standards, because you know what? That's what you should be doing. We should have a workplace that's free from accidents, and I don't need somebody coming behind me and telling me what to do and how to run my business, because I want to run my business the right way anyway. All right? Now, let me step off my soapbox for a minute, but that's how I feel, and that's why I'm so passionate about this. I don't work with companies that don't care about people. I've got to that point. In my career, I haven't done it a lot, but every now and then I'll come across a company and they don't care about their people. It's not often. Again, very, very, very small minority. But when I come across that owner that is a sociopath and doesn't care about his people, guess what? I don't want to do business with you, because if you don't care about them, you don't care about me. Now, I care about the people, but I would encourage them, go find someplace else to work. You follow me? Everyone deserves a workplace that's safe. Everyone deserves to go to work and not get hurt. That is the low bar. But we need to be caring about our employees and looking out for our employees. All right, so I'm going to step off the soapbox. Let me give you one more analogy. We talked about good cop, bad cop. Told you about not wanting blue lights in my rearview mirror. The consultative service of OSHA provides so many helpful benefits. If you have a state program, it will provide even more. So there's a federal OSHA and there's state OSHA. Make sure you know the resources available in your area. They are incredibly helpful. The way I compare it, these kind of resources and me as a safety coach, when I come in, I want to help you go from being reactive to being proactive. And the best way I can think about it is me being a safety coach, it's really like being a personal trainer, right? When you hire a personal trainer, let's say you're 50 pounds overweight and you just feel terrible, right? And you go, you know what? I'm sick of being sick. I'm ready to get better. I'm ready to get healthy. I'm going to have one of those Dr. Phil moments. Today is going to be a changing day of my life. And when I say that, you go, okay, I'm going to hire a personal trainer. I'm going to start eating right. I'm going to start exercising. I'm going to get on a consistent routine. I'm going to be making sure that what I'm putting in my body is the good stuff, and that I'm moving my muscles and working my muscles, and eventually the pounds are going to come off, right? I'm going to get more healthy. A lot of the things, I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to do things that make me healthy. That's what a physical trainer is going to do. Me as a safety coach, that's what I do for busy managers. Busy managers feel overwhelmed and they don't know what to do and they don't know where to turn. And I say, look, I got a step-by-step process here, man. You can work this process. You can run this play. We can do this. That's what I do. I help them. I give them confidence, and I change from being overwhelmed about what to do. I give them clarity. I give them consistency, and I give them peace of mind so they know, hey, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing a good job, and I can rest easy knowing my people are taken care of. That's what I do. It's very similar to a personal trainer. OSHA consultative side, they're not really a personal trainer like I am. They're not a safety coach like I am. They're more of a doctor. And when they come in to help, and they're there to help, it's like going to the doctor and getting your blood pressure checked and maybe getting a shot, maybe getting things checked out. And they go, oh, we notice you got some issues. You know, you need to lose some weight. You need to cut salt out of your diet, right? They tell you, you got to get that colonoscopy. You're getting up there. You got that. All these things that you go, I need to do that. I need to do that. I need to do that. And they just kind of tell you what to do. And we all know people that obey the doctor. And then we know people that go, yeah. And they go out and they get a big old cheeseburger and eat a bag of potato chips. Right? The doctor can tell you something. It's up to you to follow it. And if you don't follow it, where are you going to end up? Think about the doctor versus the ER. You're going to end up in the emergency room. You're going to end up taking a ride in an ambulance. That, in this analogy of a doctor and a physical trainer, that's the emergency room. OSHA compliance is the emergency room. When they show up, you've had a problem. You've had a fatality. You've had a serious injury. You've had employees complaining. You've had injury rates that are skyrocketing and going up. And OSHA comes and they come knocking. Doot, 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 doot. Hey, we understand you're in cardiac arrest and you need help. Guess what? It ain't going to be fun. And that emergency bill, it's steep. So I don't know if this is a perfect analogy, but think about me as a safety coach. I'm the physical trainer that wants to get you in shape so that when you go to the doctor for a checkup, they go, you're doing great. Your blood pressure is down. You're perfect weight. Everything's looking good, man. Or you don't use me. You don't listen to the doctor. You have a serious accident. And then you have OSHA compliance show up, right? And that is going to show up, and it's going to be a very, very costly adventure. So when it comes to OSHA, they got two sides. They got the consultative side, and they got the compliance side. And when you ask somebody, what comes to mind when you hear the word OSHA? Boom, they always go to the blue lights in their rearview mirror. They always go to the person that's coming and going to give them a citation, going to give them a fine, going to make them stress out, going to make them feel, But OSHA has another side. And I would encourage you, go on their website. There's a lot of helpful resources. You see, information is not the problem. Like I was saying with being a physical trainer, information is not the problem. A personal trainer can come in and they can say, hey, we're going to move you around. We're going to feed you right. And what they do is they offer accountability. You're paying that personal trainer and they're looking out for you. And they're going to make sure that you stay on track and you stay consistent. That's really what I do for my clients. I want to help you go from being overwhelmed with a lack of clarity, not knowing where to turn, to going, hey, we got a plan. We can work this game plan like I've done with dozens of other clients. And we can take you from being overwhelmed to OSHA ready. Oftentimes, we can do it in less than 90 days. So I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, if you haven't already, go to my website, check out my OSHA audit checklist. That's a great place to start. You can also watch my stress-free safety masterclass. And I'm in the process, maybe by the time this video comes out, but definitely before the summertime, I'm going to have an online safety assessment where you can actually get a safety score, and that'll kind of be a way to monitor where you are and be able to help you with that first step in my process. You see, I've got a 3-step process, and the safety assessment is the first step. You got to know where you are in order to know where you're going to go. Now, on that note, I hope you were able to pull something out of this. If this resonated with you, please check out my Stress-Free Safety Masterclass. And until we talk again, do everything you can to keep the people you work with safe, because no one should get hurt at work.